Pass between the pages of my mind. Memories pass between the pages of my mind.
All right, kids. We've got no update on the Lowry deal just yet. It's about 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And because we don't have anything on Lowry, I thought I'd take a look at Sam Dekker. Because no one seems to be high on him, and I think there's reason to think that he could be a complete steal. We got him for $1.7 million the other day, and yeah, he's not really being talked about. So I want to give you a bit of a video montage on Sam Dekker. So let's take a look at the web here. So we got Sam Dekker returning to the Raptors, and return, it means that he was overseas in Europe, first in Russia and then in Turkey. Deck, Sammy D. There you go. We can call him both. 18th overall pick of the Rockets in 2015. And I remember him being a pretty explosive player. I remember him going off for the Rockets. If you look at his stats, it's pretty good. Like, he can definitely shoot, gets in the paint, 3 points. Like, eventually he got to a point where he's hoisting up at least 1.5 a game, only in at 18 minutes max, and he's hitting, 30% or so, sometimes higher. This to me is the player is done. Like, look how much he's moved around. So here he's a highly touted guy. He gets packaged up in the Chris Paul trade, okay? And he's highly touted. Like, he has great stuff happening, and even all the way to Cleveland. And then when he gets to Washington, he's a shell of himself. And I'd like to propose to you why Sam Dekker is a major steal. So first of all, here's the highlight that everyone remembers. Look at that.
Jumper won't go. Rebound tipped, taken by Dekker, and Dekker's got a clear path. Oh, he falls down. A clear path to the basket and slips and fell, much to the delight of the Garden crowd.
Another embarrassing moment for Dekker. He's going all no. Stumbling bum.
Okay, so now we got to actually appreciate his skill set. So here's a game that I actually remember watching the highlights from this game, where he went off, and I was like, man, Sam Dekker's such a good pick at 18. I remember thinking that. And this is 2017 against the Grizzlies. Not a super strong team, but nor were the Rockets. And what I want you to remember here is we're watching a Rockets team that is emerging as a small ball lineup, right? Like, they eventually go away from things completely, and it's because they deliberately drafted guys like Dekker. So watch his skill set in this game. It's pretty impressive.
And Dekker able to finish.
That was a good finish, too, because the defender was getting ready to take a charge on Sam, so he had to kind of veer off to the side and still make that shot.
Harden right back to Sammy. Fumbled it, got it back just
Yeah, he's got hops.
Nice give and go. That's how the Rockets have got to finish in transition right there. They've got to get to
Like,
the
just
rim.
good fundamental basketball.
He had a double-double last night, 20 points and 10 rebounds and a couple
Just
of
taking what the
threes in their
defense
win
gives
over
him. Boom.
Kings.
Good cut.
Dekker on the reverse.
Teams are really denying James the ball out front, and he's doing a nice job of backdoor cover.
Look, steps out.
Play out here, so they got to do it.
Dekker back in.
I hate how these, you never find defensive highlights. So that's what I'm lacking here in terms of looking stuff up. Look, steps out again.
He seems to like being the starter.
Again left open. And again, he strokes the long-range Jimmy.
Just look at the confidence.
It's
Like,
good to see his jumper come back. He started off really
this is
hot
not a
this
guy that
season,
shoots
then he went through a
50%
stretch where he wasn't
from
shooting
free
it
throw.
well.
You know what I mean?
Again! It's a long two. But his shot has returned.
And this is what
He is
greener
6 of
pastures can
7
give you.
now.
Like, can we
He's
get him
got
back to this
14.
point? Because look at this cut.
Backdoor Dekker
Woo!
on the reverse stuff.
This is exactly what we're looking for with these,
to the NBA.
you know,
He's having his breakout
sizable
moment here tonight.
guys
So,
with
this
length and
is to get that
skills.
one right.
Like, we tried to make a lot of players like Hollis Jefferson, Stanley Johnson. We tried to create these players out of some guys. Here's Sam Dekker coming over, and he's already this player. We just have to make sure he's enjoying basketball again. If he's enjoying hooping, and Pascal's enjoying hooping, and stuff like that, like, that's all Pascal Siakam needs as well, guys. I've said this. Like, all he needs is not to have to feel like he needs to be a superstar. And that's the same as Sam Dekker. He needs to feel like he likes playing basketball again. Bang. He is a crazy
At
game.
this point, you would think that they would change something up. He's got 25. That's his 5th three. A little bit less than 3 minutes away from a really impressive win here tonight.
Another catch and
Dekker
shoot.
now has 28. Speaking of impressive.
And I think he finishes with 30.
Pat Beverly. runs the floor, has Dekker.
So that's on an emerging Clipper squad. So the irony is he plays so well that he becomes like a sought-after thing, all right? So this is not some necessarily a Matty Thomas we're getting here, guys. This is like a guy that was highly touted and doing really well, playing with confidence. But he gets moved to his third team in 3 years. And this guy gets him kicked out of the league. Let's check this out.
Dekker, he's got him leading. He's got Jason Tatum down to the ground. And everybody's loving this. Ooh, that's not a screen. That is a one-on-one move.
So nice. Like I said, then I find this. Some altercation between J.R. Smith and Sam Dekker. So he arrives in Cleveland. He's highly touted. He's ready to go. He's ready to play. And then we get this.
Recently, J.R. Smith said Sam Dekker was his least favorite teammate.
Sam Dekker, dog. I can't. This dude, he did some bullshit on the bus one day, talking some Trump shit, and I just wasn't having it, dog. The question he asked, it was like it's a thought pattern. You know what I'm saying? You were taught that.
After he said that, Sam Dekker's wife went on Twitter and said, "Extremely inaccurate and unfair. Consider the source." After she said that, he said, "Would you like to explain why your husband can't say the N-word, or should I? I don't mind at all." Then after that, she said, "JR, he doesn't say that word. I've never heard him say that word. He's not a racist or a Trump supporter. Simple as that. Not sure what your motive is here." Then after that, he said, "Motive? No motive, just call it how it's displayed. And for the record, I never said he used. Just tell him why he can't." After seeing all this, I still don't know why he doesn't like him.
So what the hell? And then he's done. He's like out of the league. He goes overseas, and then this is from Stephen Lung's article the other day. So I'll just read it to you. Dekker has played the last 2 seasons in Europe, was a decorated college player during 3 years at Wisconsin between 2012 and 2015 that saw him earn Big Ten All-Freshman Team selection in 2013 and twice being named to the All-Big Ten second team in 2014 and 2015. But it's the circumstances of leaving this Cleveland Cavaliers team that are significant. J.R. Smith is a known prick. So what are we getting here? Because if we get the Sam Dekker from those highlight reels, all the way up to Cleveland, he's a highly touted guy that's like increased his stock value. Then he has an altercation in Cleveland, becomes a shadow of himself in the Wizards organization, and then leaves the league. The thing is, he comes back 2 days ago after probably maturing a little bit, and he's also the type of player that we're looking for. Guys that can do a little bit of everything, can handle the rock, cut, can shoot. He can do it all. He's got athleticism. So is he a total steal? Probably. The only reason he wouldn't be is if J.R. Smith is telling the truth and Sam Dekker's a racist fucktard. Is he? His wife says no. I'm guessing she knows him pretty well. But was she just saying that? I doubt it. J.R. Smith's reputation is not exactly flawless. I kind of trust the Dekker thing. So at this moment, nothing's happened with the Lowry trade. As I said, I've updated the math here. It doesn't look like Baines is going to be enough to get us below the cap. Okay, so is there a sneakier way to get them below the cap? I don't think so. And remember, the difference is the amount that you can play these mid-level exceptions and veteran exceptions and all these things. It has to do with whether you're over or below the cap. All right, guys, and I've updated the playlist on the channel that says second rounders or something like that, which is the list we compiled for second rounders for potential draft picks. But I've ultimately updated them with our young Raptors that have just come in. So that's Johnson, Banton, Champagny, and the new guy, Moses Wright. And I also included AJ Lawson because some of you were asking about him. Before I post the video straight to YouTube, I will check to see if there's any update on the Lowry trade. Anyway, guys, remember, it's all about the Larry. And yeah, keep your eyes on the prize. Cheers. The best that I could find is Kemba Walker's going to the Knicks, and John Collins has re-signed with the Hawks for a lot more money than they were offering him in the middle of the season. Anyway, good luck. Congrats, Knicks fans. Dude, Kawhi, you're not even going to say hi to me in my own house?
I don't even know where you're sitting at.
That's bullshit, Kawhi. Your laugh is stupid. This is Chef's Kiss approved. Mwah!